Okay, more on channel strip settings. Just to explain, I've changed things now, so if it looks different, don't be confused. Basically what I've done is I've got my 5 audio tracks. I've assigned them all so their destination is now going to bus 1 again. So all my 5 backing vocal harmonies are all going now to bus 1. And I've taken all EQ and effects off their individual channel strips. Alright. And because they're all going to bus 1, you are seeing the auxiliary channel strip here now on the right of the inspector column, because that is now the destination channel strip for all the channel strips of these audio tracks with the vocal on. Okay, so all my vocals, like when I was showing you grouping, are now going to this auxiliary channel strip. They've got no effects on any of the or EQ on any of the individual channel strips of the vocals. They're all arriving at this auxiliary channel strip, and they sound like this. 96 degrees in the shade. Alrighty. Okay. Now, if you remember earlier when I was saving one of the channel strips, showing you the command for save channel strip setting as, I explained to you that Logic will try to make you save in the user account library location, but we're going to step out of that, out of users, and we're going to save into the Logic library because it keeps things organised and everything's together, both your modified and created presets as well as the library ones. So what we did is we went like this. We went Macintosh hard drive, library, okay, support, Logic, and we went to channel strip settings. And as we were saving either a audio track channel strip setting or an instrument track channel strip setting, we noticed that there was also these folders for bus channel strips, master channel strips, and output channel strips. Okay, so let's look at that now. Okay, all the 5 backing vocals are going to this bus, or they're being fed into bus 1, and auxiliary 1 channel strip is receiving all signals being fed into bus 1. So all 5 backing vocals are now on this auxiliary 1 channel strip now. So in other words, this auxiliary 1 channel strip is the bus. Okay, this is bus 1. Okay. So if I go to the settings slot at the top and hold down on the settings slot, I'm accessing the channel strip settings for the bus. And you have the same common commands as you do for channel strip settings for tracks. You've got next, previous, copy, paste, reset, save as, and the library. And for, let me just reset that, I accidentally selected a channel strip. And for bus channel strips, you've got the same thing. You've got the same commands, next and previous, copy and paste, reset, and save channel strip setting as, so I don't need to explain these to you again. And underneath you've got the library, and the library is different to the library for audio track channel strips presets or for audio instrument track channel strip presets, because we're now looking at bus channel strip presets. Okay, and so therefore there's a whole bunch of presets divided into categories which will load up channel strips specifically designed to do tasks that you would want to do on a bus, to apply effects and EQ, etc., to achieve results that are common things to do when you're using buses. Okay, now half of this bunch of presets are to do with working in surround, so they're not relevant to you or me or anyone else who's working in stereo. But you've still got a bunch of presets. You've got a bunch of spaces presets which load up, spaces, so that anything going to that bus will be placed into the space that you select. Imaging presets, which basically will load up a bunch of effects onto the bus designed to improve or modify the stereo image of whatever's passing through that stereo bus. There are delay channel strip presets which are designed to add delay effects to buses, or rather to anything passing through that bus. You've got warped presets, which are special effects, and the one I'm particularly interested in is groups, because I showed you earlier about grouping multiple channels to a bus. And inside the groups folder for channel strips for buses, we've got all these subgroups or subfolders, and these are all channel strips presets which will load up into a bus to do jobs or to achieve what you want to get for common things that you group, like how I grouped 5 backing vocals. Okay, now it's quite common to bus or group your drum channels, because when you're recording a drum kit you've got multiple channels on the mixer. You've got the kick drum, the snare drum, the hi-hat, the tom 2, tom 3, cymbals, overheads. You've got multiple channels on your mixer, each with a different drum on it, and it's quite useful to send all your drum individual channels to a single stereo bus so that you can then raise and lower the kit in stereo easily. Okay, but we are working on a group of backing vocals, so I'm going to choose voice group ensemble, male voice ensemble 1. And now all these effects and that EQ curve have been applied to this bus through which all the backing vocals are passing, and they now sound like this. 96 degrees in the shade. Yeah, easy as that. Or I could choose groups, voice group ensemble, female voice ensemble 1, and it sounds like this. 96 degrees in the shade. Yeah, so you know, that's channel strips for groups. Very, very useful, and of course you can load them up, modify them, tweak them, and save them using the same dialog. Save channel strip setting as. I don't need to explain to you what next and previous is, and copy and paste, right? You've surely got that down. And reset just resets the channel strip back to having nothing on it. Okay, so save channel strip setting as. Let's say I've loaded this female vocal ensemble or voice ensemble 1, which is a bunch of effects, an EQ designed to enhance a stereo group of female vocals on a bus. Okay, so I've tweaked it and I'm going to save it. So save channel strip setting as, and once again Logic will try to make you save into your user account library. So step out of that. Macintosh hard drive, library, application support, Logic, channel strip settings, and you'd save it into the bus location. Okay, simple as that, in any subfolder that you want. Okay, so that's channel strips for buses. It's just unfortunate that you can't do the click and it white halos and then you can browse the library over here, because it's the same for the individual effect slots within a bus channel strip. Again, even with the library open, I can't left click and highlight any of these individual slots so that their preset library appears here. If I want to change anything to do with an individual plugin in a bus channel strip, I have to actually open the plugin, and then I can choose a different preset for that effect in its own library menu, which we showed already. Alrighty, so that's bus channel strips. Let's move on.